What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another Cryptid Saturday, and in today's Cryptid Saturday, I am going to go over the Cryptids of Washington. The Tacoma Narrows octopus. This massive cephalopod is rumored to linger in the waters between Tacoma and Kitsappa Peninsula, simultaneously striking terror and wonder into the hearts of those who dare to work and play in this chilly channel. The alleged 600-pound creature may be just an oversized giant Pacific octopus, but with an average weight between 22 and 160 pounds. The likelihood of this creature's otherworldliness feels more believable. This cryptid hunts this specific waterway due to the ruined lodge in its depths. When the Tacoma Narrows Bridge, perhaps better known by its infamous nickname, Galloping Gertie, collapsed in 1940, all 5,939 feet of carbon steel plummeted into the waters below. Nowadays, the ruins are an octopus hotspot, attracting divers from all over the world. If you visit the Tacoma Narrows, the giant Pacific octopus may not be the only cephalopod you find in the deepest, darkest corners of the ruins. I mean, honestly, it's just a normal octopus, right? Like it has to be. Octopus can stretch and squish and make their bodies look bigger as they need to. So it being a normal octopus really wouldn't surprise me really in the slightest. But that being said, all of the the size doesn't really make sense. We don't really find GPOs that big anymore. But, even if we did, it would still just be a big octopus. So, I mean, and maybe there are some bigger ones out there that we just haven't found. That's entirely possible. But, yeah, so let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Lake Chelan Dragon. If wondering what creature's lurking in the Washington's deepest, darkest lake doesn't give you goosebumps, I'm not sure what will. Clocking in at a whopping 1,486 feet, Lake Chelan has mystified people for centuries. Stories from native cultures refer to the beast as Nahahatuk. Yeah, okay, I apologize for my mispronunciation. I did my best, but that was all I could do. And they consider the dragon to be an evil spirit capable of great harm and destruction. According to legend, the beast destroyed water vessels, killed people, and even decimated towns. Witnesses over the years have described the monster as long, scaly cross between an alligator and a snake. Rumor has it the beast also sports sharp teeth and wings. Nightmare fuel, despite the creepy cryptid residing in its waters, Lake Chelan is a beautiful place to enjoy water recreation or relax on the beach. Yeah, except for the fact that there is a giant dragon living in the depths of it. So here's my opinion on this, okay? It's not a real dragon, obviously, but the lake is very deep. There's probably some big fish down there that people have attributed to this, and stories go crazy. We don't have any references of dragons, ever. There are, as far as we can tell, outside of dinosaurs, large birds, things like that, dragons are purely myth. So, it's interesting to see that there's one in a lake in Washington. It doesn't surprise me. Washington has some amazing wildlife and wilderness, but I personally believe that in this case, it's probably just a big fish that's been misidentified. Ow! I found my cat. Sasquatch. I simply couldn't write about cryptids in the Pacific Northwest without mentioning Sasquatch. This hairy bipedal derives its name from the Salish Sasquidus, but also comes by Wendigo and Bigfoot. Indigenous cultures have shared stories of large hairy creatures for thousands of years, yet the Sasquatch is just as elusive today as it always has been. People speculate the cryptid possesses special powers and can lure humans into straying off the moral path. Others believe the Sasquatch has more honorable intentions, only showing face when humans must be reminded to choose the high road. Either way, the smelly 7-foot-tall creature has woven its way into popular culture all over the Pacific Northwest. This cryptid has been featured in advertising, literature, music, films, television, food, and beverage. So don't discourage. Even if you can't find Sasquatch in the wild, you're bound to have a close encounter pretty much everywhere else. Alright, so sorry about my cat's butt getting in the screen. He's just wanting some lovin's. I'm of the camp that if Bigfoot was real, he's not real anymore. I think most of the time, it's misidentification. I think people think bears are Bigfoot. I think people think people are Bigfoot. I think people think trees are Bigfoot. Like, it's very easily to misidentify something in the woods at night and things that you've seen. Now, that being said, I do believe that Bigfoot could have been a real thing, and I am eventually going to get around to making that particular video. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Is Bigfoot real? Now, this next one, though, is going to be kind of interesting. Bat Squatch. Ringing in last, but certainly not least, is Sasquatch's lesser-known cousin, Bat Squatch. This cryptid is aptly named due to its Bigfoot-like body with wings attached. Bat Squatch is rumored to have emerged from the depths of Mount St. Helens when it erupted in 1980, blasting an enormous amount of rock and volcanic ash into the atmosphere. Eyewitnesses' accounts describe the creature as being tall with blue fur, yellow eyes, and sharp claws. Much like Sasquatch, Bat Squatch has its fair share of pop culture influence. Just ask Rogue Nation, a brewing company with a hazy IPA called Bat Squatch. Just as details about this cryptid are hazy, so is Rogue's homage to the creature. And if naming an IPA after a cryptid isn't the most popular P&W thing well, I'd like to hear the fact that personifies the region more. So Bigfoot flies now. Yeah, not much to say about that. Now, what this could have been, what is actually like an interesting thing that this particular cryptid could have been, might have been a misidentified giant bird. Now, I believe thunderbirds have made it far into, maybe not so much modern day, but definitely like further into the modern history than we think they did. I think they just started nesting where we don't find them. And the only reason I say that is because they had enough spottings and people see big birds, and a lot of things can be explained by oversized birds. And I think that possibly, if you look at these as actual events, thunderbirds might have actually made it into a more modern era. Now, I don't think, maybe not into 2024, but maybe, back in the 1980s, 1960s, 1950s, the 20s, definitely, before we started rolling through the countryside, people would see things and pass down these stories. Now, all that being said, though, that are some of the cooler cryptids from Washington. Personally, if I had to choose, I would go for Bat Squatch over Sasquatch. It's kind of cool to just be able to fly, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Did you guys know about any of these cryptids beforehand, other than Bigfoot? Everybody knows about Bigfoot. And have you guys seen any of these cryptids if you live in Washington? Now, that is something I would really like to know, and if you did, please leave your story in the comments down below. Or, guys, you can message me directly at my Instagram, and you can go follow me there. Those will be at the end. But while you're in the comments, guys, please remember to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so you never miss another video from me. And I will see you guys next Saturday for Cryptid Saturdays.